There is plastic lining inside your beans. Not a metaphor. BPA, a hormone disruptor linked to early puberty in children, is still used in can linings by brands sitting on Australian shelves right now. That's not even number 1 on this list. Canned beans sit in every Australian pantry. Baked beans on toast, chickpeas in salad, black beans in burritos. Most people never read the label. They should. One brand is owned by a company that faced a Securities and Exchange Commission investigation for falsifying financial records. Another charges premium import prices for the highest sugar content in the entire category. 7 brands that need to come out of your cupboard today. 2 that actually deserve to stay. One costs under $2, the other is certified organic. Let's count them down, from bad to absolute worst. Brand number 7, SPC Baked Beans. The Australian brand your grandparents bought since 1906. SPC, Shepparton Preserving Company. The red and white can. Australian baked beans on Australian toast for over a century. Walk into any Woolies or Coles right now. SPC sits in the canned goods aisle next to every imported competitor. And Australians buy it thinking local ownership means safer products. The corporate history. SPC was founded in 1906 in Shepparton, Victoria. The company grew into one of Australia's largest fruit and vegetable processors. In 2005, Coca-Cola Amatil acquired the brand. Then in 2019, SPC was sold to Shepparton Partners, a private equity group, for $115 million. Australian production was maintained. The Shepparton facility still operates, but the corporate owners are optimizing for margin, not heritage. The problem pregnant women and families need to know: SPC still uses BPA-lined cans for many of their products. Bisphenol A, an endocrine-disrupting chemical that leaches from can linings into acidic foods like tomato-based baked bean sauce. BPA exposure has been linked to reproductive issues, early puberty in girls, developmental problems in children, hormonal disruption in pregnant women. If you're pregnant, this matters. If you're feeding toddlers, this matters. If you have daughters going through puberty, this matters. BPA disrupts hormones at the exact times bodies are most vulnerable. Many international brands switched to BPA-free can linings years ago. SPC has been slow to transition. Go grab an SPC baked beans can right now. Look at the label. Check if it says BPA-free anywhere. Most don't. The company hasn't prioritized the changeover, despite growing evidence of health risks. For pregnant women eating baked beans regularly, that acidic tomato sauce is pulling BPA from the can, lining directly into the food. For families feeding young children, you're exposing developing bodies to endocrine disruptors during critical growth phases. The Australian heritage is real. The Shepparton production is real. But the can lining chemistry is a problem that should have been solved a decade ago. If you're pregnant or feeding young kids, SPC's delay on BPA-free cans is a deal breaker. The nostalgia doesn't protect your family from endocrine disruptors. But at least SPC discloses where they manufacture. The next brand won't even tell you who makes it. Brand number 6. Aldi Corral Baked Beans. The mystery can with no manufacturer listed. Aldi Corral Baked Beans. The budget option, $1.20 to $1.50 per can. And millions of Australian families buy them because Aldi's European reputation suggests quality. What you're actually getting: zero transparency. Walk to any Aldi right now. Grab a can of Corral Baked Beans. Look at the label. You'll see ingredients. You'll see nutritional information. You'll see a barcode. What you won't see is who made it, where the beans were grown, what facility canned them, or which company is contractually responsible for what's inside. Corali is an Aldi Australia white label. Aldi doesn't manufacture food. They contract with the lowest bidding supplier, and those suppliers change every quarter based on commodity pricing and contract renewals. The can you bought last month might have come from a processing plant in rural Victoria. The can you're buying today might be manufactured in Thailand. Next month's batch could be Italian imports. You have no way to know because Aldi doesn't disclose. If you have allergies, you cannot verify anything. If you're a budget family, you're gambling with safety to save dollars. You cannot verify cross-contamination risks. If you're allergic to soy and the manufacturer processes soy products in the same facility as beans, there's no way to check because you don't know who the manufacturer is. If there's a contamination incident, you can't trace the product back to the source. Aldi will just switch suppliers and the problem disappears into contractor anonymity. For parents managing kids' allergies, for people with celiac disease, for anyone with food sensitivities, Aldi Corral gives you nothing. No manufacturer name, no facility location, no contamination protocols, nothing. The European Aldi branding lies about quality. Germans are known for engineering and food standards, but Aldi Australia sources from wherever is cheapest that quarter. The German headquarters has nothing to do with your beans. The price is low, the transparency is zero. And for families trying to feed kids safely or people managing allergies, that lack of disclosure is a problem no discount can justify. If you're buying Aldi Corral because it's cheap and European sounding, you're buying completely blind. Zero accountability means zero safety verification. The mystery sourcing is bad enough, but the next brand has something worse than anonymity: corporate fraud. Brand number 5, Heinz Baked Beans. The iconic blue can from your childhood, Heinz. The turquoise label, the 57 varieties slogan, baked beans on toast at breakfast tables across Australia for generations. Your parents bought it, their parents bought it. The brand has been around since 1869 when Henry J. Heinz started packing foodstuffs in Sharpsburg, Pennsylvania. That heritage is real. The trust built over 150 years is real. But the corporation behind the can today is not what the nostalgia suggests. Heinz merged with Kraft Foods in 2015 to form Kraft Heinz. The deal was engineered by Berkshire Hathaway and 3G Capital, a Brazilian private equity firm, in a transaction valued at $28 billion, including debt. That merger created one of the largest food conglomerates in North America, Pittsburgh and Chicago headquarters. Massive portfolio of aging brands. Massive financial pressure. Then, in 2019, something broke. The United States Securities and Exchange Commission disclosed an investigation into Kraft Heinz for accounting misconduct covering 2015 to 2018. The company had falsified supplier contracts to inflate earnings. They misled investors about the company's financial position. This wasn't a minor accounting error. This was systematic fraud across 3 years designed to make the company look more profitable than it actually was. Kraft Heinz ultimately settled the investigation, but the damage to corporate credibility was done. Why this matters for Australian families? If a company lies to shareholders about supplier contracts and earnings, what else aren't they disclosing? If financial fraud was happening at the corporate level for 3 years, what quality control failures were happening at the manufacturing level? The beans themselves might be fine, but corporate ethics matter. Integrity in one area of operations usually correlates with integrity in others. And fraud in financial reporting raises questions about transparency across the board. The Heinz brand dates to 1869. The corporation behind it today settled a Securities and Exchange Commission fraud investigation in 2019. That 9-year gap tells you everything about what changed. If you're buying Heinz because your family always has, the brand you're trusting isn't the company your grandparents knew. Corporate fraud history matters. Corporate fraud settled. Ethics questionable. But the next brands are worse. They hide behind supermarket logos with zero corporate accountability. Brand number 4, Woolworths/Coles Home. Brand beans. The $1.20 can that seems too cheap to be bad. Woolworths. Essentials baked beans. Coles brand baked beans. The budget options at every supermarket, under $2 per can, and Australian families buy them by the thousands every week because the price looks harmless. Here's what that price is hiding: a sodium bomb. Pick up a can of Woolworths Essentials baked beans right now. Look at the nutrition panel. One can contains 1,400 to 1,600 milligrams of sodium. That's 70 to 80% of your entire daily sodium limit in a single can. For context, the Australian Dietary Guidelines recommend no more than 2,000 milligrams of sodium per day for adults. One can of home-brand baked beans puts you over the limit before you've eaten breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Now think about who's buying these. Seniors on fixed incomes choosing the cheapest option. Diabetics managing blood sugar who don't realize they're also getting a kidney-damaging sodium load. Families feeding kids who are developing hypertension before they hit puberty. Open a can and taste the sauce. That salty, sweet flavor isn't accidental. It's deliberate formulation. Sodium is cheap. It acts as a preservative. It enhances flavor in low-quality beans. And it masks the fact that the beans themselves are the lowest grade the supplier could legally include. The corporate structure makes this worse. Woolworths and Coles contract manufacturing to the lowest bidding supplier. Those contracts renew quarterly based on cost. Quality specifications are minimal, and sodium is used as the cheapest possible way to make barely acceptable beans taste edible. For people with kidney disease, chronic high sodium intake accelerates kidney function decline. For people with hypertension, it drives blood pressure higher. For stroke risk patients, it increases the likelihood of cardiovascular events. One can of home-brand baked beans delivers more sodium than a Big Mac, but at least McDonald's tells you upfront what you're getting. The $1.20 price tag on supermarket beans hides the health cost until you read the label. If you're a senior, diabetic, or managing kidney issues and buying home brand beans to save money, that budget price is costing you in blood pressure and kidney function. The sodium load is brutal. If you're finding this disturbing, hit that subscribe button right now. We investigate what's actually in the food Australians buy every week using verifiable sources and no brand partnerships. Subscribe so you don't miss the next investigation. Home brand sodium bombs are bad, but the next brand adds allergen risk on top of everything else. Brand number 3. Edgell 4 Bean Mix, the healthy vegetable brand doing bean mixes. Edgell, the Australian vegetable company, founded in Bathurst, New South Wales in 1926. Edgell peas, Edgell corn, Edgell beans. The brand has been in Australian kitchens for nearly a century. The 4-bean mix seems like a health upgrade. Red kidney beans, butter beans, chickpeas, cannellini beans. 4 different protein sources in one can, perfect for salads, soups, and meal prep. Edgell was acquired by Simplot Australia in 2002. Simplot is an American privately held corporation founded in Idaho in 1929. The Australian vegetable company is American-owned and has been for over 20 years. Now there's the health problem asthmatics and allergy-sensitive people need to know. Edgell 4-bean mix contains preservative 223. That's sodium metabisulfite, a sulfite preservative that triggers allergic reactions in sensitive individuals. The symptoms range from mild to severe: hives, skin rashes, breathing difficulties, chest tightness. In severe cases, anaphylactic reactions requiring emergency medical intervention. Asthmatics are particularly vulnerable. 5 to 10% of people with asthma react badly to sulfite preservatives, and many don't know they're sulfite sensitive until they have a reaction. Preservative 223 is legally allowed in canned foods. It extends shelf life. It prevents discoloration. It's considered safe for the general population. But for the subset of Australians with sulfite sensitivity, it's a serious allergen. The label does disclose it. If you read the ingredient list, you'll see preservative in brackets 223. But most people don't know what that number means. They see a healthy-looking 4-bean mix marketed as a protein-rich pantry staple and assume it's safe. Edgell could use alternative preservation methods. Other brands manage extended shelf life without sulfite preservatives. But Simplot chose 223 because it's effective and cheap. For asthmatics managing their condition, for people with known sulfite sensitivities, and for parents feeding kids who might have undiagnosed allergies, Edgell 4-bean mix is a risk that other bean options don't carry. If you're asthmatic or have sulfite sensitivities and buying Edgell 4-bean mix thinking vegetable brands are safer, preservative 223 can trigger breathing problems and allergic reactions. The healthy branding hides the allergen. Allergen preservatives are dangerous for some, but the next 2 brands have problems that affect everyone, starting with imported junk. If you're realizing most canned beans in Australian supermarkets are either mystery sourcing, corporate fraud, sodium bombs, or allergen risks, smash that like button and share this with every Australian who needs to know, because the next 2 brands are the worst. And number 1 charges premium prices for the highest sugar content on this entire list. Brand number 2. Waddies Baked. Beans the Kiwi import Australians trust. Waddies, the New Zealand brand. Green and yellow label. Founded in Hastings in 1934 by James Waddy. Trans-Tasman heritage. And Australians buy it thinking Kiwi quality standards mean better beans. The corporate reality. Heinz acquired Waddies in 1992. When Kraft and Heinz merged in 2015, Waddies became a Kraft Heinz subsidiary. The New Zealand brand is controlled by the same Chicago-headquartered conglomerate as Heinz Australia. The manufacturing stayed in New Zealand. The Hastings plant still operates, but the profits flow to American shareholders. And every can ship to Australia carries an environmental cost. You're importing baked beans from New Zealand to Australia for a product that contains 18 to 22 grams of sugar per can. Think about that carbon footprint. Shipping frozen or shelf-stable food across the Tasman Sea, trucks to ports, container ships burning bunker fuel, distribution networks across Australian states, refrigerated warehousing, delivery to supermarkets. All of that environmental cost for what? A sauce with dessert-level sugar content. If you're importing food internationally, it should be for quality you can't get locally. Specialty ingredients, artisan products, regional foods unavailable in Australia. But Waddies baked beans aren't specialty. They're sugar-loaded sauce around navy beans, the exact same formulation available from Australian manufacturers. If you care about emissions, this doesn't make sense. If you care about food miles, this doesn't make sense. If you buy local to reduce environmental impact, Waddies defeats the entire purpose. One can of Waddies delivers 20 grams of sugar. That's more sugar than many ice creams per 100 grams. And you've burned fossil fuels shipping it across international waters to get it. The Trans-Tasman branding creates trust. Kiwis have a reputation for quality food and agricultural standards. But the Waddies you're buying is a Kraft Heinz product manufactured for the same margin optimization as every other industrial bean brand. The environmental cost of importing makes sense for wine, specialty cheeses, unique products. It doesn't make sense for sugar sauce in a can. If you're environmentally conscious and buying Waddies thinking Kiwi means quality, you're paying for international shipping emissions to get a sugar bomb you could buy locally. The carbon footprint doesn't justify the product. Trans-Tasman sugar sauce, environmental waste. But the next brand is the worst on this list. Premium American import. Highest sugar content. Triple the price for triple the health damage. Brand number 1. Bush's Baked Beans. The premium American import with the dog mascot. Bush's Best Baked Beans. The orange can with Duke the Golden Retriever. Premium American import. $4 to $5 per can at Woolies. And Australians pay that premium-thinking American family recipes mean quality. Bush Brothers and Company was founded in Tennessee in 1904. Still private, still family-owned. In 1969, Condon Bush developed baked beans based on his mother's recipe. The mid-90s advertising campaign with Duke the dog drove the brand to 80% of the American market. The family ownership is real. The Tennessee heritage is real. Diabetics, cancer patients, and families need to know this secret. It's a triple sugar loading system. Go grab a can of Bush's original baked beans right now. Look at the ingredient list. After prepared navy beans and water, you'll see sugar, then brown sugar, then corn syrup. 3 different sugar sources in one can. One can of Bush's contains 25 to 28 grams of sugar. That's more sugar than a Snickers bar. More sugar than most ice creams per serving. Open a can and smell it. That sweet molasses aroma isn't natural bean flavor. That's brown sugar and corn syrup cooked into sauce. Taste it. That's candy-level sweetness. For diabetics managing blood glucose, 25 grams of sugar in a protein source is a blood sugar spike. For cancer patients needing high-protein, low-sugar foods, Bush's delivers the opposite. For athletes wanting sustained energy, the sugar crash defeats the purpose. You're paying $4 to $5 for the worst sugar content on this list. The premium price is for Duke the dog and Tennessee nostalgia, not for nutrition. If you're diabetic or buying Bush's thinking premium American means healthier, you're paying import prices for 25 grams of sugar per can. The family recipe is a sugar bomb with a mascot. Go check your pantry right now. Seriously, go to your pantry right now. Pull out every can of beans. Line them up on your kitchen bench. Count how many are SPC, Aldi, Heinz, Woolworths, Coles, Edgell, Waddies, or Bush's. Look at the labels. Check for BPA-free claims. Read the sodium content. Find the sugar declaration. Now think about how often your family eats these. Weekly? Multiple times a week? That's chronic BPA exposure, sodium overload, sugar loading, allergen risks, all hiding in what you thought was a protein staple. This isn't food. This is industrial formulation wrapped in heritage branding and mascot marketing. What real canned beans look like. Beans, water, salt. That's it. 3 ingredients maximum. No sugar systems, no modified starches, no sauce hiding low-quality beans, no preservatives triggering allergic reactions. The 2 brands that follow aren't glamorous. No golden retriever mascots, no century-old heritage stories, no premium American import pricing. They're just honest about what they are. Beans and water. Simple, clean. And in the Australian canned bean aisle, that honesty is rare. Here are the only 2 brands worth buying. Safe. Pick number 1. Coles. No added salt. Chickpeas/kidney beans. The cheapest option that's actually the best. Coles. No added salt chickpeas. Coles. No added salt kidney beans. Black beans. Cannellini beans. The plain cans in the bottom shelf. Under $2 per can. And they're the most honest product in the entire category. What makes these different from Coles baked beans on the avoid list? The ingredient list. Coles no added salt. Chickpeas contain chickpeas and water. 2 ingredients. That's it. The standard salt version lists chickpeas, water, salt. 3 ingredients. No sugar, no modified starch, No preservatives, no glucose fructose, no allergen triggers, no BPA concerns because there's no acid sauce. This is what canned beans are supposed to be. The bean. Water to cover, salt if you want it, nothing else. The sodium content in the no-salt version is under 50 milligrams per serving. The salted version runs 200 to 300 milligrams, still 70% less than baked beans. For diabetics, zero sugar means stable blood sugar. For pregnant women, low sodium is safe. For cancer patients needing protein without additives, this delivers. For athletes wanting clean fuel, this works. For families on budgets, this costs less than everything on the avoid list. The manufacturer isn't disclosed, but when there are only 2 ingredients, you can verify everything at the label. For everyone: diabetics, pregnant women, athletes, families, cancer patients. Coles. No added salt beans are the universal safe pick. 2 ingredients, under $2. Safe pick. Number 2, macro organic, chickpeas/black beans. The premium price that's actually justified. Macro organic. Woolworths. Premium organic house brand. Certified organic chickpeas. Certified organic black beans. $2.50 to $3 per can. And the premium price is for something real. Macro organic beans are certified by Australian Certified Organic. That's third-party verification, not marketing claims. Actual audited certification that the beans were grown without synthetic pesticides, herbicides, or GMO contamination. The ingredient list is as simple as Coles: organic chickpeas, water, salt. 3 ingredients. All organic certified. Organic standards ban the pesticides and chemicals used in conventional bean farming. For pregnant women avoiding chemical exposure, that matters. For people with allergies and sensitivities, cleaner growing conditions reduce contamination risk. For families wanting to minimize pesticide intake, certified organic delivers. The premium over Coles' no added salt is $1 to $1.50 per can. That dollar buys verified organic certification, not branding, not mascots, not heritage stories, actual third-party verified growing standards. For health-conscious families willing to pay slightly more. For pregnant women prioritizing clean food. For athletes wanting the cleanest fuel. For people with chemical sensitivities. Macro Organic is the premium choice that actually justifies the price. Certified organic. Third-party verified. 3 ingredients. The premium that's worth it. 7 brands. 7 different problems. SPC uses BPA can linings that leach endocrine disruptors into acidic tomato sauce. Aldi Corral hides behind zero transparency with mystery manufacturers and no accountability. Heinz carries corporate fraud history after a Securities and Exchange Commission investigation found they falsified financial records for 3 years. Woolworths and Coles home brand beans are sodium bombs delivering 1,400 to 1,600 milligrams per can. Egel 4. Bean mix contains preservative 223, an allergen that triggers reactions in asthmatics and sulfite-sensitive people. Waddy's imports sugar sauce from New Zealand, burning fossil fuels for carbon footprint that delivers dessert-level junk. And Bush's charges premium American import prices for 25 grams of sugar. Triple sugar system at triple the price. 7. Avoid brands out of your pantry today. 2 safe picks in. Coles, no added salt. Macro organic. Simple, honest, clean. If this investigation opened your eyes, smash that subscribe button right now. We expose what's actually inside Australian food every week. No brand partnerships, just facts. Share this with every Australian who buys canned beans. Now go check your pantry and fix it.